He never takes responsibility. He did not take responsibility for his drinking on the job. He did not take responsibility for his numerous extramarital affairs, including having children with other women while he's still married to other women, but happened more than one time. He didn't take responsibility for his behavior at strip clubs when he had to be carried out.
Your first reaction when you heard about this story and you had all the facts in front of you, before we talk about the comments that the Trump administration has made, what was your first reaction when you saw this story? Surprised at all?
Surprised. I was not surprised about that they treat national security or military secrets in a lax fashion, or that they're careless in what they do, because I know who all these people are. I know they're incompetent, bumbling fools. The only thing that surprised me was, Goldberg being on the chat. I have to say, it also surprised me a little bit, their reaction, because it seems like Goldberg's got the goods on him here. I mean, he's got copies of everything. He's got all the text messages. He says he still has them, although he hasn't released a lot of the most sensitive stuff. So to me, like when you don't really, when you're busted, I mean, the smart move for me would have been to just come out and say, look, we screwed up. We made a mistake. We're sorry. We apologize. No one was hurt. Thankfully, we move on. And I think they could have really done a lot to sort of tamp this down, but they are taking the exact opposite approach. I mean, they're attacking Goldberg. They're saying he's lying. It's just, I watched the hearing today in front of the Senate Intel Committee, and it was just shocking to watch Tulsi Gabbard and, this Radcliffe, the CIA director, both just obviously lying.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about that. Let's start from the beginning, before even today. And I played a lot of that audio. I want to get your thoughts on it. But Pete Hegseth yesterday, right? He's coming off a plane. I believe he's in Hawaii. Correct me if I'm wrong. And he's asked a very direct question about this. He starts off by denying that any war plans were discussed. He starts attacking this journalist, and then he goes into a diatribe about the actual attack, which wasn't part of the question. Blatantly lying, right, Ron?
Yeah, I watched a few interviews that Goldberg has given last night and today. And look, he hasn't given exact specifics, but he has all these text messages.
Right.
He said he was given the weapons that were going to be used,
right?
The specific targets, the time, the date, the place, and
weather reports. Yeah.
And even most incriminating, he was given the name of an undercover intelligence agent. Now, he didn't say where, but when you're identifying targets for a missile attack, that probably means someone in Yemen.
Yeah.
Someone who's undercover in country. So that information got out too. They also won't say whether they use their personal cell phones or their government phones. Gabbard specifically refused to answer that question. So what does that tell? That tells you that they are using their personal phones. So that's the part that doesn't surprise me, the fact that they're completely lax and they don't care about national security. I already know that about these people. I mean, we saw that with Trump. He stole the whole trove of classified documents. They don't care about this stuff. But, I also watch them playing word games. But going back to, we can talk about the hearing in a second, but, going back to the Hegseth comments, I mean, this shows yet again what we know, that this guy is a liar. He never takes responsibility. He did not take responsibility for his drinking on the job. He did not take responsibility for his numerous extramarital affairs, including having children with other women while he's still married to other women, but happened more than one time. He didn't take responsibility for his behavior at strip clubs when he had to be carried out. He didn't take responsibility for his money being embezzled or stolen or disappearing from his charities that he was running. This guy never takes responsibility for anything at all. And so that, it's no surprise, but I think they're playing word games with some of the semantics of this, and that is what's going to come back to bite them, because this is not the time to play word games, because they are going to get pinned down. I don't believe Congress is going to let this go. I think even like people like Roger Wicker, the Republican Armed Services Committee chair, is not going to let this go. They are going to get to the bottom of this. So today they were obstructing and delaying and claiming that they couldn't really answer a lot of these questions because the quote unquote National Security Council was conducting a review,
which is ridiculous.
But, they're not going to be able to drag their feet on this for much longer.